Greetings fellow Decepticons, Sandblaster1987 here, and today I'll be returning to my Transformers reviews after a long time of tokusatsu ones with Transformers Energon Deluxe Class Cyclonus. For those who don't know, this is an arctic-camo repaint of the Armada Decepticon Cyclonus that I currently don't have access to the original Armada release of, or its bright green and purple Parallels repaint, or the, Cybertron Buzzsaw retool. I'll get those eventually, but for now, this is the design that appears in the first few episodes of Transformers Energon prior to its upgrade into Snowcat. As you can see, being the original Armada mold of Cyclonus, he still comes with a Crumplezone minicon tank. You'll have to excuse my copy, it's from childhood and I broke the barrel of the tank mode a long time ago. It still works with the same gimmicks on Cyclonus though. For example, using these minicon ports on the underside here causes more cannons to flip down. This is supposed to be used in robot mode because these parts become a robot mode legs, but it's still useful here for, carpet bombing Autobots directly below him. Like if he's trying to keep up with Hotshot or something. Plus these minicon ports on the arms fire the missiles, which I'm not going to do for fear of losing them again. This sort of gun-like trigger on the back here is supposed to activate the rotors, but I've worn out the mechanism over the years, so it doesn't work very well anymore. Now you can see why TJ Omega was concerned about summoning ducks in his Armada Cyclonus review, with that noise. I live near to a park where there's a lot of ducks, so... Anyway, for size comparison, here is the Energon Cyclonus with his G1 namesake from the War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom toy line. Very similar sizes actually, but G1 Cyclonus is still bigger than his helicopter counterpart. Speaking of helicopters, this is the mold that Hasbro and Funko should have used for the Waspinator Dawn of Futures Past set in the BotCon 2006 set instead of the Machine Wars Dirge and Frost molds. The Machine Wars Thundercracker and Skywarp mold was not compatible with Waspinator. Because of the buzzing sound of the rotors, the Cybertron Buzzsaw retool would have been perfect with a new head. But regardless, to transform Energon Cyclonus, bring these pieces down to become the legs, flip these guns back to become the feet, rotate 180 degrees, then bring the tail down like so. Bring this up and snap the knees into place. This does block their articulation, but it makes his legs more stable in robot mode. Finally, bring the arms down and the head up. The way that the transformation works basically allows a bit of an automorph when he transforms back into helicopter mode because of the way the animation happened in Armada. So, flipping the tail part back up will automatically hide the head and yank the legs back. Just for a bit of stop motion purposes there. For articulation in robot mode, he's got some slight up and down of the shoulders because of the way the wings work. No rotation anywhere, but he does have a soft ratchet forward and back of the shoulders, plus a double elbow for transformation. Nothing in the waist, but he does have forward and back hip movement. He does technically have double knees for transformation if you unlock them. And for standing on uneven surfaces, the guns on his heels can be folded down a little bit so clamp onto surfaces. He does technically have a waist rotation for transformation if you mistransform him so that he looks like this, but let's be honest. His proportions are better with the waist swivel removed. I also forgot to mention that there's a little gear underneath the cockpit here that's supposed to be compatible with the Destruction and Adventure minicar teams. For example, Dune Runner here can clip onto the underside like so. And if my Cyclonus' rotor gimmick was working properly, then it would trigger the guns on Dune Runner's underside to move around when the rotors went. This gimmick was designed for drill bit of a Destruction minicar team, but it also works with any of the other minicars that have a gear underneath them. Crumplezone can rotate his turret 180 degrees, and to transform him, simply fold out the legs and rotate 180 degrees like so. He's one of a few minicars that have enough joints to be able to sit down properly in tidal waves lander mode, although of course the stiffness of the hip joints does mean that they could potentially get damaged trying to force them, so be careful. Other than that, he's got 360 degree swivel at the arms and pretty much nothing else because his head's just moulded onto the back of his neck like Armada Hotshot was. Now there is another gimmick that Cyclonus and Crumplezone can do together to get that ready. Transform him back into his tank mode, come to the underside, rotate the turret 180 degrees and flip the treads over like so to become a secondary, so lunar rover shaped vehicle. Then flip up the cockpit module on Cyclonus and attach these posts on either side to notches on the inside of Crumplezone's treads for a more militarized helicopter look, which would be easier to come across if the barrel on Crumplezone wasn't damaged on my copy. Sorry about that. The Cybertron Buzzsaw version of this mold is also capable of doing this, but because of the retooling it's a little bit tricky, so be careful with that one if you want to attempt it. For size comparison, and here we have G1 and Energon Cyclonus for size comparison, plus also the Kamen Rider Abyss on my SH Figure Arts previous reviews. So that more or less concludes my review of Energon Cyclonus. I have been Sandblaster1987. Join me next time when I'll be returning to the Netherrealm with Mortal Kombat 11 Revenant Cabal by McFarlane Toys. Till then, till all are one.